Now, I would like to give the floor to Mr. Bogdan Aurescu, the Secretary of State within the Romanian Ministry of Foreign Affairs, our fourth-year partner, and we would like to hand this honorary mention to our partners. Thank you very much. Dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, it is for me a great honor and pleasure to be here once again and to express my support and the support of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs for this wonderful initiative. It's a great initiative. I congratulate Babek for his idea and his efforts. And I speak not only as a diplomat and state secretary in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, but also as a lecturer in the law school. And let me tell you that from the very beginning, I consider that this idea has a great potential here in Romania. Why? Because Romania has a long tradition in UN-related affairs. And because at the same time, both in the law school and in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, we consider that involving young leaders like yourself in such kind of exercises, letting you take the role of diplomats, of negotiators, discussing the most pressing and perhaps even hot issues of the international agenda is of great relevance, not only for the law schools that you are coming from, or the political sciences, or other academic institutions that you are following, but also for you as persons, for your personal development. And I'm very glad that also this year we are not only following the model of the United Nations debates and discussions, but also the model of the debates inside the European Union. And I think that this might be of great interest not only for those of you coming from EU member states, but also for those of you coming from states that are aspiring to become EU members, or even for countries outside Europe. So it is again my privilege and joy to welcome you all to this fourth edition. Since 2009, to the past 3 editions, BISMUN has built the foundation of this event that gathers more and more students, more and more participants from different countries to discuss this large variety of issues that affect lives of people around the globe today and also in the years to come. And what is, I think, most important, to search for solutions to these challenges and problems. This is an opportunity not only to discuss these issues, but also, as I mentioned before, to become familiar with how United Nations and European Union work. During these 4 days, you will have the opportunity to negotiate, to develop public policy skills, to fight for your ideas and goals, of course, only by peaceful means, as provided for in the Charter of the United Nations. You will have the opportunity to step in the shoes of a diplomat, and I welcome the presence here of the distinguished ambassadors in Bucharest, of countries of Europe and not only from Europe. And you will have the opportunity to represent your country in these debates and to get the objectives of your mandate. And this should give you the sense of responsibility and balance which is involved in the diplomatic work. Most importantly, you will be able to share your passion for some of the most generous values and ideas ever put forward by humanity, that of nations governing together the world through peace, international security, and of course welfare of individuals and communities all over the world. These are the goals of the United Nations, and they are as valid as ever. Since the founding of the organization back in the 40s, nations have come to realize that the United Nations is an essential and indispensable tool by which multilateral diplomacy and collective action can be brought to contribute meaningfully to global problems and challenges. And indeed, this time, humanity faces a lot of tests. Even if we speak about climate change, whose negative effects are only reinforced by the global economic and financial crisis, by food shortages, by pandemics. The period to come can open the ground for 21st century multilateralism that we would like to be, both innovative and pragmatic. And of course, it depends on the United Nations member states on how to manage this opportunity, and Romania believes that in order to guarantee a safer and more adequate system, UN should consider at least several essential aspects. For instance, managing the effects of the economic crisis so as to secure sustainable development and growth. Second, staying focused on the stringent and interconnected issues of climate change, poverty, food security, health, energy, migration, democratic deficits, unfortunately, in some parts of the world. Third, maintaining international peace and security, and also stability. Fourth, consolidating international law, which is, I think, the most intelligent tool to get the foreign policy objectives. And last but not least, strengthening and increasing the efficiency of the international institutions. UN and its bodies must be at the center of this renewed multilateralism. Since its admission into United Nations 57 years ago, Romania has had a strong and unwavering commitment to the Charter and its fundamental principles and values. The presence and activity of Romania in the United Nations pursues the permanent tuning of Romania as an active partner to the global initiatives and endeavors aiming at turning the globalization into a factor of progress for all states. As you know, we have been a member of the Security Council between 2004 and 2005. And we tried to make a real contribution by promoting a resolution on cooperation between the United Nations and regional organizations in maintaining international peace and security. It was the first time in the history of this UN body that such a subject was approached. Since the World Summits in Rio and Johannesburg, the international community has come to understand that achieving sustainable consumption and production is a prerequisite for sustainable development. Romania was elected as chairman of the 19th session of the Commission on Sustainable Development, a session which is focused on the thematic cluster of transports, chemicals, waste management, mining, and the 10-year framework program on sustainable consumption and production patterns. Within the activity of this Commission, education is an important cross-cutting theme among the all other issues on the agenda that are important to further implement the Sustainable Development Agenda. The Commission on Sustainable Development, for instance, has recognized the critical role of education in promoting sustainable consumption and production patterns. Last but not least, I will only mention the fact that on Friday, in the Human Rights Council in Geneva, a vote will take place on an important resolution promoted by Romania on democracy and human rights. We hope that this resolution will be voted by a large majority of the members of the Human Rights Council. That will be yet another contribution of Romania in the UN system in order to promote these extremely important values that are already, I think, principles of international law: democracy and human rights. To conclude, I would like to once again mention the fact that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Law School of the University of Bucharest, the University of Bucharest, will always support such kind of initiatives that bring together people, young people, students, future leaders of your countries, future successful diplomats of your ministries of foreign affairs, that together will try to bring a better understanding of the problems confronted by humanity, and also trying to, well, cope with the realities of a very dynamic international environment. I think it is extremely important that what are you doing these days And let me, well, tell you that we fully support your initiatives, and let me wish you every success in your debates. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Secretary of State.